This is the accountability show, or the monthly check-in, or name TBC. We've not quite decided what this is going to be yet.
Fair.
I'm Grant. He's Lewis. We are co-founders of the 8% Club. Lewis, do you want to tell us a little bit about what that club is, or what this episode is?
Yeah, I could certainly try. I guess for those that haven't seen the intro video, there is one on the channel if you want to, but I'll try and summarize here. So 8% Club, we had an idea for something that I'll explain in a minute, and found out that only 8% of people in the world achieve their dreams. So that's where we got the name. The reason for the 8% Club is a way we can keep each other accountable. We wanted to keep on track of our ideas because we've had numerous over the years, decades even. And so yeah, we figured we'll do a monthly check-in with each other, and then had the idea to put it on YouTube. So here we are.
I like it.
Good
Bit of
enough.
public accountability.
Yeah.
Man. Cool. If this sounds like something you're interested in, if you want to get a little bit better at being proactive at following your goals, at maybe side projects, maybe you want to learn something new, we found accountability sort of helps with that. So subscribe, like, comment your goals down below, like what you're wanting to achieve, and we'll check in a month. As long as 1 million people don't suddenly comment their goals, we'll reply in a month's time to see how you folks are getting on. But that feels like a good segue. Should we jump into to our accountability updates?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, the accountability section.
Yes,
this is the part where we're going to talk about like the projects that we're working on, and the things that we've done since the last episode, the things that we plan to do. And I've found that these little chats definitely help me remember that there's stuff I want to be doing at night that isn't just playing Call of Duty or watching Arsenal football strategy videos, which is my new rabbit hole on YouTube.
Nice.
We think keeping each other sort of publicly accountable will help us achieve some of these goals. We want to look back in a year and see what happens if we try and stick to it. Share the ups and downs that come along with that. But with that, Lewis, do you want to start on your first project? What have you been working on?
Yeah, I think first, all right, I'm going to throw a bit of transparency out there first, and that this is the second time we've recorded this episode.
That is true.
So just for anyone watching this, I mean, it's probably not smooth sailing so far. It's actually very awkward. And to go with that, we also somehow butchered our recordings for the first episode. So here we are trying again, being persistent, sticking to the theme, remaining accountable. But I've actually done a little hand-drawn notebook now, so that nice. Doesn't look like the 8% Club logo at all, unless you can read backwards easily. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that. So every month, your little to-dos and stuff are going to go in my little notepad. So anyway, to the question you actually asked me. First project that I'm working on is a Notion template. I guess just for a bit of context on that one, I think you were going to jump in there.
I was going to ask you. Yeah, no, I was going to say, yeah, we should tell them about like how this started and what this Notion template is.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can sort of get my side. So I kind of just got, I guess, initially fed up of never following through on my ideas. Always had excuses as to why, and I figured, do you know what? I'm going to list all my ideas out. All these project ideas I've had over the years, ones I had at the time of doing it, and I'm going to just sort of put them in a place, build some sort of template where I can, make notes for each one, or I don't know if it goes as far as, say it's a clothing brand and I'm speaking to a manufacturer, like notes of where to find those people. And I figured if I just do a little bit every day, even if it's an hour on one of those projects, I can keep doing it and eventually something's going to stick. So that was kind of my thinking, like months ago? I don't know, was it before this year?
It was last year, yeah.
So I kind of done that, and then we had a little chat, and I kind of gave you a little glimpse of that, I think. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I can't remember where. I think you must have just showed me it on Discord or something, or you sent me a picture or something one night.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've got this like list of ideas. I was like, I've got like a bunch of ideas, but they're just not they're not in a nice Notion file. They're on sticky notes or Figma files or in my head somewhere.
Yep.
So then I 100% stole your idea and started to create the like my version of that as well. But,
Yeah. So yeah, that's my project for this month anyway. Is so what I've actually started doing is trying to like flesh it out a bit more, because I've realized, especially in the last couple of months doing this sort of stuff, you know, you've got your, not to get too much into it, but you've got your projecty stuff, but then there's also, you know, your lifestyle and personal sort of side of it, like trying to keep track of things, routines, all of that stuff. So I want to build it out to be like a kind of one-stop shop template for getting started. That's my kind of unofficial name for it just now. So it's going to go in, you've got kind of resources to keep yourself on track, like maybe places to go or things to do that can lower your stress levels, whatever, as well as this kind of projecty stuff that we just spoke about. So a place where you can, again, it's going to have resources for maybe starting up a business or an idea. Like in the UK, we've got Business Gateway, so links to that, business plan templates, all that sort of shit. So that's a kind of really crap way of explaining the project idea, but I guess the big tasks for this month is just to kind of, I want to finish it this month, but I think the next ones are just sort of, I've got all the pieces to the puzzle, if that makes sense, like the resources I want to include, but I just haven't quite put it together in a way that looks good. So I'm kind of looking at it just now and going, well, if I want to put that out on the internet for, you know, viewers of 8% Club to use and get a benefit from it, like how should it look, kind of thing. So that's kind of the main task for that project. Yeah, that makes sense.
Man. Yeah, I like it. I'll see you in a month's time and see how far it is, where I can delete my version and then start using your template.
Yeah, man. Do you know what? A month is probably ambitious, but you know, I'm just gonna go for it because, as I say, I've got most of the stuff there. It's just like I'm kind of looking at it, and you know, sometimes if you do like even just like a to-do list at work or something, it kind of makes sense because it's your own little notepad. But if you like kind of give it to somewhere else, it's a bit like what does that mean, or how do I use this? So yeah, I need to think about how to present it better. So that's the next goal,
nice, man.
And hopefully I'll have it done.
If you have versions you want to test over the next month, I guess you're not committed to launching it. You've committed to sort of designing it, I guess.
Yeah.
So if you have some versions you want to test, hit me up.
All right.
We can jump on a call and I'll just tell you which ones I'm confused about.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe we can get some folk from the 8% Club. If it sounds like something you're interested in, please drop a comment or sort of ping Lewis through the internet somehow.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure he'll put something on screen here or here or here or here. Explosion.
Grant's mobile number.
Yeah, Lewis will put something up so you can reach out to him and maybe you can be a tester, get in early in the 8% Club.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. All right,
nice, man.
I got another project. You know,
go
dive into that, and then you know I'll give you a chance to say something. So the other thing is, I can call it a project / side hustle, because I see the kind of longer term potential in this one, but it's kind of starting out as a hobby and a means of getting back to something that I love greatly and have done over the years, which is skateboarding. So you know, I used to skate a lot as a teenager, and I think skating's one of those things that if you do it for long enough, it just remains like this itch that you carry through life where you go, I kind of want to get back into it. And I've kind of dipped in and out of it here or there. But I guess as you get older, especially, you know, I'm in my 30s now, you think about skateboarding and you think about your commitments, like your job, and you go, skating's probably kind of, you know, I'm not going to get the time off work if I break my leg now. Whereas if I was 13 and I broke my leg, nobody gives two shits. Regardless, there's a few people I know that, you know, similar age and stuff that want to skate. And I actually seen I guess an ad for a song on Insta, and it said like, I filmed my mates relearning how to skateboard in their 30s or something like that, funnily enough, and it kind of inspired me a bit. So anyway, the project is going to be a brand, or a community, sorry, let's call it a community, because it's going to be community first, brand second, called Skating Oldies. very
Nice.
surprised that the social wasn't taken already. But yeah, I'm just gonna start out as a means of like tracking progress, I guess. Like at my age, just relearning how to do stuff, doing stupid shit like I don't know, like a poll on Insta, like will I land my first kickflip, and then just like film it, record it, stupid shit like that. Kind of
Sick.
not jackassy because I'm not gonna actually like skateboard off of the side of a building or something, but
Yeah.
just I want to have like that old school kind of fun side to it.
Yeah, man.
Equally though, I want to make it like a community thing as well, where other people in a similar boat can get involved, and then I would just love to own my own skate brand. So I guess if I can start it out with like a cool community, a following, then I can sort of elaborate on that, and I would even love to go as far as like creating a brand that manufactures like clothing that's kind of targeted for maybe not necessarily older people, but like a beanie with kind of some safety feature built in. I don't know, some these are finger in the air plans just now. So
That's cool.
that's the kind of the project, a description for it, and then I guess tasks that I want to do probably by next episode is just kind of go live with that. So I've already got the social handle, but like nothing's been posted yet. I haven't been out on my skateboard yet. I haven't met up with the friends I was talking about yet. So I want to go out, capture some footage, and just get a few posts going, like actually launch it to the world and yeah, see where it takes it. So quite a small task to start off with, but you got to start somewhere, right? So
100%, man.
yes, sir. So
Is
that's
it like I said, like I was going to ask you like where do you want it to be in a year, but then you already had like your ideas for
I got I got it all.
geriatric skating clothing.
Yes,
Nah, I'm
sir.
joking.
I just think it's such a cool
Um,
name as well. Like oldies, I think would be like a cool name for like a skate company.
Oldies is pretty sick. I
Yeah.
like that. What is, so you say like your task is to launch it? Is there something like more specific, like do you like that poll or like record your first
Okay. Yeah.
video?
Yeah.
What's like that? Do you have something specific where you're like, yeah, I can definitely say because launching it, like you already got the social.
Yeah. True. 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 Yeah. So I think definitely, I have like a few ideas for like a kind of intro video for it. It's mostly going to be Instagram, I think, in my head, but like for to launch it with, if you will. So just like some dumb video that I'll post, blah blah blah, and then from there I'll post more reels like the kickflip thing that I mentioned, and just some stories and stuff like that, and actually start. I guess I think I like shared a Bam Margera story to it recently. That's the only thing I've done on it actually, but do more of that stuff as well. So just when I say launch, I guess it's do those things, and from that point onwards, like have it actually be like an active account.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the plan.
Sweet.
Yes,
I like it, man.
Oh,
Check in
thank
a
you.
month. We'll see. Hopefully, I didn't speak to you next time. You're in a stookie.
I was gonna say
Uh,
bandage on the head, friggin' arms in casts. Grant, my
T-posing.
flies are down. All right.
I'm glad I stay far away then.
Yeah, no, fuck.
That
yeah.
sounds awesome, man.
So that's me for the next month. A few things to get stuck into, keeping it simple, especially for this first episode,
Yeah, I like it.
So, on that note, I want to hand
Mm.
it back over to yourself and find out what you're going to be working on for the next month or so.
Yeah, man. So, couple things.
All right.
So the first thing, and I already started this. I'm gonna lean over and grab one. Like when we started this at the start of the year, I had a big list, and then I think we kind of had like a rush of hitting the ground running. Whenever something's new, it's exciting. You're like, let's do it, let's make something. And this was a project. I don't know a name for this project. It was just kind of like a fun side project or passion project. So during lockdown, when we had nothing else to do, I used to sit and make my own notebooks. I'd like design the pages inside and print them out, and then like bind the covers, and was learning different types of binding, and it was all just like a kind of fun thing to do. So then I learned about Amazon's KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. So you can basically publish your own book, or notebook, or whatever it is you want to do. So it's like, oh, maybe I can just sort of take that stuff that I'd made before and package it up as a book that then at least I could like buy or have made properly, because all those ones that I made fell apart at some point. They weren't great. So this is the first one, and I have it. I actually got a
Nice.
soft cover and a hard cover, and it's super simple. It's a dot grid notebook on one side, and then on the other, It has an iPhone. So my day job is designing interfaces most of the time. And these books help with like, oh, I've got a random idea and I want to sit and sketch this out properly before I jump into Figma. So yeah, I made this book. So that's one done. The other thing that I wanted to make, the other sort of notebook that I used to make and carry around was a golf practice journal. So whenever you're sitting watching YouTube, or at least like for me when I'm thinking about golf stuff, I would you'd see all these like, oh, here's how to like perfect range practice. Here's how to hit your irons perfectly. Here's how to flush the ball every time with the driver. But I'm very like I want to do things in kind of like a measurable way, quite like stat driven. So I want to track progress over time. So I'd be like, all right, if I go to the range and I hit 10 balls with the driver, like where do they go? No idea. I have like a rough idea of like distance, but I have no idea if my miss is left, right, if I'm doing this swing thought, this other thing or not. So I want to make a golf practice journal. And I had this before, like I had it printed out and carried it around in my golf bag with me, but it got wet and fell apart, and the binding wasn't great. So yeah, I thought I'd take this and use Amazon's KDP to make a proper version. So I started it, but then I wanted to push the design a little bit further. This book, I wanted it to be kind of like a walkthrough if other people would find this interesting.
Okay.
So I have to design some like, I guess, section pages to explain what the drills are. Versus like I just knew what I was going to put on this page, or I knew what this graph thing was for. So just sort of explain that a little bit better. So that's my goal for the next month, is to like finish those category pages and send it off to get a draft back. I think it takes a couple of weeks to make you get a draft, so might not have that by the next episode, but it will definitely be or should definitely be in motion. Yeah, should be on the way. And then I wanna build out these pages a little bit more. So like on Amazon, when you do these books, you get like a very Billy Basic page, and it's like one image, a title, and that's it. So no one's ever gonna like buy these things. So I want to find a way to, or not find a way. I know the way, but I want to make these pages where it's a little bit more like not selly, I guess, but help someone else who might find this useful, might find this interesting, like figure out if this is a good thing for them or not. Cool. It would be cool if one other person bought it, but if they don't, it's also fine because it's mostly for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my my notebook project.
That's cool. And how does that work from an Amazon point of view then? So you said about your page. So are they going to launch under like the same brand, or is it a brand name at all? Like how does that work? Do you know?
I have no brand. I think it's published under like Grant McAllister.
All right. Okay. Cool.
It's under my name. And they just print on demand. So like when someone orders it, like it gets printed and sent to them direct.
That's cool.
Which is why I have a bunch of these, except these ones all say not for resale, because they're like, I don't know, $250 or something to get a copy of.
Yeah, I love the branding on that notepad, to be fair.
Like this.
Yeah. Like I kind of want that, but just a notepad. No offense, but just because, you know, I'm not in the same field as you.
I'll hook you up, man. If you want, you tell me you want lines, dots, squares. You want your face on every page. I can do it. I can do it for you.
Oh, yeah. Can you make one with just my face that people can just draw on? Oh, that's cool.
We used to do that with newspapers when you were a kid. You
just draw mustaches on people
and everything. Yeah, mustaches and glasses and everything, beards. Yeah, that was a. I can't remember if I did this in Procreate or Illustrator or something. That was also like a lockdown repeating illustration pattern.
No, that sounds exciting, man. It'll be good to see where you get to on the golf one as well. It sounds like an interesting concept. Sounds like something that's quite useful as well. Like I'm not really a golfer, so I don't get it either. But it sounds like a solution, not just like a thing.
Yeah, it's like scratching my own itch. It's like purposeful practice, right? Like you can be an expert at anything in 10,000 hours, as long as you know what you're working on, you're trying to improve it. Just aimlessly doing the same thing without understanding it or without trying something different gets you nowhere. So maybe I can do a skateboarding version for you. I have no idea how to practice skateboarding. That's something I would just do aimlessly.
Did you skate today? Yes, no. Did it hurt?
Yes,
no.
That was it.
Good enough.
It's just a habit tracker.
All right.
The other one is like a very on trend thing just now. So I've always wanted to build an app, design apps a lot, And I've built some like, well, I built like a drum machine thing following tutorials back in the day, but I've never really built an app. And I've had this itch for a while, and I've solved it in various ways, or tried to solve it in various ways. And that's basically remembering, or like having your own thoughts about stuff that you read or that you hear, like having your own opinion, your own take. And I think it's easy to consume stuff. So like when I'm out the dog walk, listen to a podcast, or you're reading an article, or whatever that may be, it's on your phone. But like you've got to be quite purposeful in stopping and thinking about that thing. Like, do I agree? Do I disagree? What are the benefits? Why is this here? There's a million questions that go around in your head. Or even when you like learn something new from a podcast, you're like, oh, that's a cool technique. Oh, that's an interesting strategy. Like, I'd like to remember that and try and use that. But then like I'm out walking the dog. Where am I going to take notes? I think some people carry around like a field notes notebook, and I tried that. But like you can't write when you're walking, or I can't. I've done, I don't know, loads of things. I think I tried to design like a podcast clips app before as well, where you could like save a clip, and then you could come back and play that clip, and then, or share that clip and be like, I don't know, maybe type up your thoughts or write your thoughts about it. But I thought, this is my latest idea of solve. This is like over the years, my latest idea of trying to solve that was to use AI to kind of like dictate thoughts or things you want to remember, or if you have like an opinion on something, sort of dictate it to your phone, and then for it to sort of maybe not summarize it, but kind of remind you or prod you, or have a way where you can go back in, and it can give you, maybe it can pull in extra context about that thing. It can pull in links, or it can pull in information for you to learn about a topic to help like build that view and that opinion. So yeah, I have this idea for this app. I've bought the domain name. I've got a name for it.
Ooh.
But that's what I've done so far. So I think I need to plan this out a little bit more, in terms of like what exactly how AI could help, and maybe what that first version looks like. There's a million ways you can quickly dictate into an app. There's a million things that app could then go and do to help you like remember it, or think it through a little bit more. I just need to kind of like nail down precisely what that is. So my next task for the next episode is to have a bit more of a plan of exactly like how this app would potentially work, and like what the clear benefits of like the first version are, and then to see if it does solve that problem. I think it could also be pretty cool for like chats and stuff that you're having for the day with a lot of people. I remember reading or listening about Jack Dorsey. He's like the Twitter, or was Twitter and Square at the time. I think he used to split up his week, and he used to have 20 meetings or something, or 10 meetings back to back during the day. And he'd sit and take notes, and he'd go home at night, and he'd have to like read through all these notes and try and come up with action plans and thoughts and opinions and his views to then make decisions quickly. And I think it's basically like a sort of using AI to help you sort of automate that part a little bit. Like, you shouldn't have to go back through and meticulously like go through your notes and think, all right, now I need to go and find a link and go to my computer. Now I need to go and phone such and such and get an update on a project. Like, the AI could help you with a lot of that. So that's cool. That's my thing, my project.
So you think it's safe to say, I guess, let's say next check-in episode, your kind of task for now is next episode you'll come back with a bit more of an idea of how that app may look. That's kind of what you're saying?
I reckon maybe not. Yeah.
Not visually look, but like.
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna quit
function
designing it. But yeah, I think I can come back with a clearer elevator pitch for you. Like, here's the thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And then after that, I want to then start to the episode after, we can start to look at like, I need to think about how the hell I would build that.
Yeah.
So I think starting with like, if I've got something to show and I can clearly articulate what it is, then people can tell me if it's a good or a bad idea.
I think the good thing is, you touched upon it there though, like something like that is there is like a million possibilities as to what could be done with the info that you put into it. So that in itself is quite exciting for an idea.
Yep. You even said
you
read this the other day.
I did actually. Yeah, my example to you was that I was walking to work, listening to an audiobook, and then 48% Club, I had an idea about what we could do for the intro for it. And then by the time I got to work, I kind of got caught up in the day and forgot about it, and now I can't remember what that idea was. But if I did just have a little way of just being like, da 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 da, idea, it's failed off, and then yeah, I could call back upon that, or it would prompt me and say, remember you thought about this like 2 days ago. But yeah, anyway.
Yep. Remember sent to Grant. Yeah,
That's a cool
be
idea. I'm excited to hear more about that one, to be fair, and what you do with it.
Nice, man. Yeah, that was it for my project update. I think we both have a creative project though.
All right.
You don't know what mine is yet.
I don't. So do you want to share yours first, or do you want me to awkwardly explain to the camera what I explained to you already? I'll go first. I'll go first.
All right, you go first. I'm going to grab something as you start explaining.
Yeah, cool. So what I was saying to Grant is my girlfriend's mother always comes bearing gifts when she comes to visit. And I had an idea that I wanted to repay that favour. And before I reveal this to the camera, which hasn't really been seen by anybody before apart from my girlfriend and Grant now, I'm not an artist by any means, but I would like to be better at it. So yeah, I had like this stupid idea. They're a huge fan of Totoro from My Neighbour Totoro, and they love Scotland, where we live. And so I thought I would do a little Scotland flag with that character on it. So I had this idea probably September, maybe even August last year, and it's still not done, largely out of my laziness. But recently, as of trying to make it happen, also my artistic skills. So I'll give you a bit of a reveal here. It's not showing. So there you go. It kind of looks like a demonized version of Totoro right now, to be fair, since it has no eyes. It's just got a dead soul. But there you go. That's the reveal of my creative abilities just now. So let's move on from that, because I'm very excited to see what your deal is and why you want to bring this up. So
what if I was just going to pull the thing out.
I hope it's a piece of art. Oh, sick. So
it's not me.
No, I was going to say, so is this you, or is this right? Okay.
No, wait. So yeah, also like creative person, we both work in tech.
Yep.
Things that we make can feel intangible or maybe fleeting at times, and I'm always drawn back to like physical things. Like I want to make physical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke about like a clothing brand earlier. I think that'd be sick. Or like making these notebooks. Like I like that idea of making physical things that are useful, or just interesting. Yeah, and also I like messing around with stuff. I like playing around with stationery and art stuff and everything in between. So, if you can see behind me, it's a very plain wall.
Yeah.
Move my desk. My desk used to be over there. Look backwards. This side's kind of decorated, but there's absolutely nothing there.
Okay.
Apart from a whiteboard and an electric fan. So I was thinking about like what I wanted to put up there. So I've bought two things, and I've got more of these coming. This is like an old oil painting.
Yep.
It
Very
is
nice.
of Polperro Harbour, which I believe is somewhere in the south of England. And then I've also bought a bunch of acrylic like paint markers.
Okay. Yeah.
And what I want to do is, so the reason this is like an old painting, like it's from someone's mum. It says like to son from mum, and someone's just got rid of it on eBay for £9.
Okay.
And I want to have this like I want to have like the juxtaposition of this old oil. It's like a real oil painting. You could feel it, with this like old frame, and then I want to kind of like graffiti over it basically with possibly like a Drake or like a Lil Wayne quote or like something.
Oh yeah.
Like Rota Shaw from the Sidemen, he's got this like famous rant where he's like, "Go outside, go a hike, get off the computer, you nerd."
Yeah.
And I kind of just want to put something like that, like right, like kind of graffitied over this with these like paint acrylic marker pens. It might look terrible, but it might also look kind of cool. And if it does, it will be up there by the next episode.
Nice.
But that's my plan. Actually, so the thing I need to do next is I need to decide what I'm going to put on it, because I don't know what phrase or what word other than like get outside, go a hike,
Okay.
or like I don't know, do you write like get offline and have this picture here? I don't know. If you have ideas, please tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to practice on a bit of paper first, what I want to put over it, and then I'm going to have to commit to something.
I was gonna say, or you got like a, well, you don't need an iPad. You've probably got one anyway, but if not, you got like an iPhone. Take a picture of that, put the picture in Photoshop or something, and then, you know, maybe some ideas.
Fair.
That's
Fair.
my idea, but that's a cool idea. So just to get this right, you're gonna graffiti that actual picture.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is an oil painting. Like you can
Yeah.
see the texture. There's no glass or anything on it, so I can write straight onto this, and then I'm going to put it up.
Sick. So I thought you were gonna like recreate that on your wall and then graffiti
Oh.
over it.
No, I'm gonna graffiti on that painting.
No, that's cool. And
I hope it's not like an important painting. It was only £9 or something off eBay. It's by AF Gravestock, number 56.
I really hope you don't graffiti on that and then it turns out it's worth like 10 million or something.
Well, I hope I graffiti on it and it becomes worth 10 million.
Well, that's
I
the
doubt it.
ultimate
I
goal,
doubt it.
yeah. That's
Then it becomes not number 56. It becomes number 1 of 1.
true.
Yeah, it's from EC Chalice, from Mummy Chalice.
Nice.
So
That's a
I
cool
also
idea.
hope it's not an heirloom.
That's
Someone's just went, I need £9. Sell it to Grant.
yeah. And at least for £9 you can do loads of them if you want. Just build a whole wall of them. Different
Yeah.
affirmations.
I don't know if it's going to look cool or not. I don't know.
One way to
I like
find out.
I like the idea, or like I don't know if I can can I add something to it? Can I draw with this like newer, like an acrylic marker feels like a newer like media type than oil paint.
Mm.
Can I add something to it that looks kind of cool? I don't know. We'll
The world's
we'll
your
see.
oyster, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
You got this.
That was it for my my creative thing as well.
Nice, I like that. This is obviously the first episode of 8% Club monthly check-in or whatever the name is. Should we, I don't know, give a bit of details on what we've done with 8% Club so far or what we're planning to do with it?
Yep.
I guess there is a community aspect of it, so we should jump in and talk about that.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
So, what have we done with 8% Club so far?
Well, we've done an intro video. If you're
We
watching
have.
this episode, we've done the first episode. Check. We launched the website.
Yep,
We did some branding for that. We launched like a temporary website,
true.
so I can give some context. It was it's probably the first time I've like coded a website in years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fun to like try and remember again. But it does mean that it looks shit. So,
I quite like it, just to throw that out there, but I know you got high standards, it's all good.
I think I showed you a sneak peek of what I was playing with and the kind of direction I was hoping to go, which was a bit more. It was just a bit more, wasn't it? It was a bit better. So my plan, or something I want to achieve at least by the next episode is to have a design for that site that you and I are both happy with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that we'll get designed and coded by the next episode, but I want to have something that we both agree the content's kind of set that we're happy with, and then we can work on building that next after the next one and launching it. But
That's cool.
that's my goal. What else have we done? Did I miss anything?
I suppose just generally recording these, as you said, we touched upon them, so we've done that, which is semi-new to us. We've done podcasts and stuff before, but I guess this whole talking to the camera, talking to each other, having little Zoom
awkward,
dates
isn't
or
it?
whatever, it's very awkward, yeah. It takes some getting used to, I won't lie.
does.
Obviously we've had to edit these as well, so getting stuck into that is very, again, new to us, or relearning, like you said, with the coding and stuff. So we've had to do that, grab all the social handles, set up email addresses. Yeah, I suppose this is a project of ours.
Yep.
And so we've had to just get it started. So I guess we've just been sort of trickling along the last few weeks, doing bits and bobs to the point that we are just now, which is launching an episode. And from this one, it's, roughly one a month. So it's good. I suppose the big thing though is for anybody that's got this far, there is a community aspect to the 8% Club, or at least we want there to be. So I guess we should touch upon that a little bit and maybe throw out a few ideas for what we've maybe got for the community if people want to
Yep.
get involved. One thing you've mentioned during this video is just, feedback is welcome. Doesn't matter if it's on this overall idea, if it's on how shite the editing is or how it could be better, on the ideas we've been speaking about, our own projects, or how we could maybe, I don't know, progress them, or tips, tricks, whatever. We want them from the community as much as we want to be able to give stuff out to them. So I guess that's something. But do you have any, or do you want to share any ideas that we're maybe thinking about longer term?
Yeah, man. So yeah, one thing that's helped is just knowing I'm going to have to sit in front of you in a call, and then we're going to record what we're saying, what we're planning on working on, and kind of like that accountability stuff is proper helped, especially like when we've got it booked in. I'm like, all right, yeah, we're meeting in a few weeks, or we're going to meet by this day. Like, I've got to make sure that like I make a little bit of progress, or it'll be on my mind where I'm like playing on my laptop. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like I've got some stuff I could actually like being productive here rather than just scrolling endlessly on whatever sites. So I think if there's a way we can help, maybe I don't know if it's pairing other people, or if there's some sort of system we can create that helps other people keep each other accountable as well. I think that could be pretty cool. Some of the stuff we spoke about that I think would be interesting would be like a book club around this stuff. So we both read productivity books, or we both read stuff that we think could be useful to share with each other. Maybe like a book club, something that's interesting. Either we're all reading the same book, or we're sharing like what books we're reading that month, for like things that our takeaways from it. Could be pretty cool. What else was there? What else?
I mean, we've had 1,000,001 ideas. Is just the truth of it. But yeah, those ones you've touched upon, I guess, are kind of they sound like they would add value, not just to us but to the community, like pretty quickly. So I think that's probably what we want to focus on idea wise. I guess we've spoke about maybe even like getting a Discord started. I suppose, to be clear, this is, not just from a personal point of view for us, but this whole thing is like a work in progress. It's a journey that we're on. We want other people to come on it. So there is a few bits and bobs, like you say, the website that we need to sort of finish up, and probably get a bit more active on socials and stuff. But yeah, I think like a Discord is an idea we spoke about that could be cool. Just having people from the community drop into like a chat, help each other out. Even somewhere there where people ask for advice on ideas they've got, and they'll be able to get like an immediate response, rather than like, the YouTube comment and then we still don't know how that's going to work yet. Like, we'll include it into videos, but it's something that's just going to benefit people. Maybe there will be like a Patreon down the line, but that was either going to need to be free, or we're going to need to make sure we're adding value for people there, because we ain't just trying to flog anything to people. We're not just trying to sell a PDF to anybody out there. So yeah, I don't know, we got ideas. I suppose that's the main thing that we're trying to say here.
There's two cool things, I think. One was your idea around, can we get like people in to speak to like to like share their insights with a group, like who is already successful or worked on all these projects or achieved the biggest goals. Can we pull them into like, I don't know, I guess like level up everyone's knowledge? I think that'd be quite cool as part of like a community thing.
Yep.
Getting to speak to a bunch of like-minded people. And then the other thing was, why is the idea gone out of my head? The other thing, that was it. Was like a quarterly or every 6 months, like a town hall where people would get together and like we'd work on this sort of community thing together. Like how could we support each other? How could we grow this? How do we make sure that everyone's got that same knowledge? Like the idea of like a town hall kind of thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That could be kind of cool.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. But I guess, early days, we're working on our own ideas. We're working on this at the same time. So we'll keep the ball rolling, I guess. But the key takeaway here, I think, is just we're looking for feedback. Like, we're going to do this regardless, right? We're going to do monthly check-ins. That was always the goal. we're going to put them on YouTube. So hopefully people are interested and want to join along. We can see the sort of bigger picture. But yeah, if people do see this and they've got feedback, send it our way. The socials are all over the place. 8% Club, you'll find us most places, I think, right? Website's 8%.club. I think you can put your email in there just now.
Yep.
Don't know if it works.
It does.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it works. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm throwing shit on you there.
I just don't think you're subscribed. I think it's me twice.
My bad. I thought I was just part of it. I didn't think I had to subscribe.
Gotta subscribe, broski. Yeah, make sure. I'd love to hear like what people would want from a community. Like if you're trying to achieve your goals, I think accountability with each other is one part of it. But there's like, yeah, how do you define what those goals are? How do you break them down? How do you get the support? How do you keep improving and getting feedback? Like there's lots of aspects to it that like a wider community can help with. So yeah, we'd love to hear from people. Put it in the comment, email hi@8%.club. Lewis, I'm sure you're going to put the socials. Every time I say it, I assume you're going to put text like here. Explosion.
I was going to say, I hope you're not like picturing in your head the kind of like peak influencer YouTube where they
That's
have
exactly
the editing ability to be able to be like, because it's probably just going to be at the bottom. There you go, done. You know,
Fair.
I'll try.
We'll work on it.
This is episode 1, so expect like text at the bottom, and then by episode, I don't know, 20, then you'll maybe have like your explosions and shit. I don't know. I
was gonna say, I hope when I say explosion, you just write explosion. Insert explosion here. It's just a word.
I'll keep that in mind. All right. So I think we've explained the kind of overall concept here. We've thrown out our ideas for the month or ahead of the next episode. We've asked for feedback. I think we've covered it for this one. You want to wrap up?
Yep. If you've got this far, please subscribe, like, drop your goals in the comments below or feedback that you have. Like we said at the start, if you comment your goals, we will reply in the next month to kind of hold you accountable and see what you've achieved. But yeah, until next time, mate.
Peace out.
See ya. Peace.